All right, so good afternoon. Today we've got Tyler Connolly on from Theory of a Deadman. They are about to embark on a tour that was supposed to happen a little while ago. We'll talk about that. We'd like to welcome him onto the show so we can chat about their latest album, their upcoming tour, and what exactly they've been up to over the course of the last year and a half. So welcome, Tyler.
Hey, man, thanks.
Yeah, definitely. So I see you guys have some dates kicking off in September, right? With a tour with 10 years and Corey Marks.
Yeah, we're looking. I mean, we got to give a shout out to the fans because I think that tour was rescheduled 400 times since it was supposed to be actually like in March or something when the pandemic hit. I think the tour was supposed to start then, and it was just pushed and pushed and pushed. And the fans are just like, come on. So to all the fans that are going to the shows, thank you so much, because I'm assuming we're probably just excited as they are to do them.
Yeah, well, absolutely. And you know what? That's a really good point too, because, over the last year and a half, as fans, you see tours, especially in 2020, you just saw tours just getting scrubbed one after another. They seem to chunk out months at a time. First the spring went, then the summer, and then everything was just done.
Yeah.
But behind the scenes, tell us a little bit about what went into all of that, right? Like, you see the tour get scrubbed. What's the first thing you do? Try to reschedule it? I mean, there was so much unknown. If you could give us a little bit of an idea of how you even tried to approach that in terms of rescheduling and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a nightmare for, our agent and our management and for promoters. But honestly, like what we were thinking about was about all the people that work for us, our crew. And because the first thing we thought is like, nobody's making money. Like the band will be okay, but you think about all of these local crew and these venues and, bus drivers, truck drivers. So we were actually, worried that, what are our crew going to do? Because these wonderful people have a certain set of skills. And it's like, for them to go and just like try to do something else, I was kind of worried. And so, that was the first thing kind of went through our minds. It's like, what are all these wonderful people in the industry going to now do, since all they like to do is music, right? So it was a tough one.
Yeah. Yeah. And so you mentioned a very big industry, right? And that comes down to individuals working at local venues that had been largely shuttered. As far as kind of your inner circle is concerned, though, I mean, do you really have your immediate crew all back and up and running and ready to roll?
We do now, yeah. I think a couple of the guys were able to get some local gigs, but yeah, we're pretty excited to see all of our crew back. August 1st, we're flying out to Nashville to do rehearsals. So what's that, 2 weeks or something? It's crazy.
It's coming up quick.
It's almost like being in prison or something, and then not being able to see like your friends and family. And it's just like, it's 2 weeks. I get out in 2 weeks.
Yeah, right. Well, that's awesome. So you're gonna be in Nashville rehearsing for a little while then?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, that's really cool. So the tour that's scheduled to kick off in September, the way that's being put together right now, is this going to look like a normal tour? Have you guys had to incorporate any changes, due to restrictions? Like, what's that going to look like?
I think everything is a go. I think everything for us and what we're doing is exactly the same when it comes to our show, our lighting package and all that stuff. It's the same. When it comes to the shows, I think where we're going, there's no restrictions.
Yeah.
I know that there'll be some tight restrictions for COVID when it comes to us personally. I think each venue has a certain set of rules, like, no one's allowed backstage, certain things like that. I know we're doing some shows with Three Doors Down in August, and I know they already sent us a thing saying no one's allowed backstage, no guests. And yeah, we're all getting started. So none of us really know what's going to happen. Like, we're just trying to see pedal to the metal. Let's see what happens. So I think we're all kind of being a little a little smart by like, let's just get through a few shows and see what happens first.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I know you guys are actually scheduled to come here and play in Niagara Falls in November.
Yeah.
So
Are we is that the theater? What is that?
the Rapids Theater.
Dude, that's I've gotten the tour there, the Ghost tour.
Yeah,
It's
it's
good.
an interesting venue, and the way to get to the stage from backstage, because
Yeah.
backstage is not backstage at all. It's like the complete opposite side of the building, but it's a neat place, huh?
Yeah, there's like these tunnels,
Yep.
and like I guess some lady hung herself. It's on the. It's good. We got the full tour where the guy like set up a flashlight, and he puts it down, and then he starts talking, and then the ghost would like the flashlight would flicker.
I
It
didn't
was
get
good.
that tour.
That was a good
That's
tour.
cool. But I know that was one of the original stops on the first iteration of what that tour was
Yeah.
supposed to be back in 2020. So that's pretty cool that you're able to fill those dates back in. And did you find that you were able to reschedule most of that?
I think most of it, a lot of it was. I think some we weren't able to, and I think that's kind of sad. But good news is we tour so much that we'll definitely make sure to get back to those places that we didn't.
Yeah.
So,
On your pages before this, like social media and stuff like that, I know a lot of people are asking in some of the comments on the posts too. Are you guys going to be doing any version of a meet and greet? I mean, how is that going to be possible for out of the gate, or is that going to be kind of figure it out as you go? How's that
yeah.
work?
So no meet and greets out of the gate, but I've already discussed with the band. I go, because I think 10 years is doing meet and greets. So we said, you know what, let's just see what happens first before we get a bunch of fans to spend money, and then we had to say sorry. So I think there'll be meet and greets. I think that we just want to like I said, do a few shows, and then probably get comfortable, like, yeah, this is great, this is awesome, everything's back to normal kind of thing, and then hopefully we'll be able to do some meet and greets.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people will be looking forward to it for sure. So,
Yeah.
awesome. Well, so let's talk about it though. You're touring your most recent album, which is still recent, right? You guys put "Say Nothing" out end of January 2020.
Yeah.
Looking forward, right? Ready to support it, and the whole world closed down about 6 weeks later.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it could have been worse. Like, we could have been a band that had a scheduled album come out like in March or something. I did hear there's some bands that had records that were just like, they were just shelved because they're like, I think labels were like, it's not happening. But yeah, it was kind of sad. We were really looking forward to touring and promoting that record. But we're going to play some stuff. I honestly completely forgot about the record. I was sending some set list ideas to the band the other day, and Dean, our bass player, was like, shouldn't we play something off our new record? I'm like, oh my God, I forgot we had a new record that came out. It's almost like it's like the middle child or something you just completely forget about. Just like, oh no, I love you. No, I love you all the same.
Yeah, right. Like this void in time where it came
Yeah.
out. But the good news is you can really kind of pick up where you left off with it, right? Because people haven't seen those songs live.
Yeah, we will for a short period of time, because I know we're already working on new stuff and hoping to get in the studio, I think January, February, for record number 8. So it's kind of sad that 7th album didn't get a lot of touring, but we'll play some songs through that fall tour, and then a little bit in the spring.
Well, all the more reason to make sure you get out and catch this tour now, because you might catch some things that don't get as heavy a rotation then.
That's right. That's right.
But let's dive into it. I mean, looking forward is kind of cool. It's exciting to hear that you guys already have some studio time coming up early next year potentially. Then, but the last album really hit on a lot of broad topics that were certainly more than just skin deep, right?
Yeah, man. I mean, we were kind of joking around saying like it's almost crystal ball stuff, like one of my favorite songs, World Keeps Spinning. Like, kind of listen to it now, I'm like, man, this really, really sounds like how a lot of people were feeling and going through during the pandemic, how you miss all of your friends and your mom, and but yet this turmoil is happening, but yet the world has to keep on going, and we all have to keep on going. And it's like, man, this is such a COVID song. It's so kind of creepy because it was written well before that.
Sure, sure. Been
Yeah,
released in plenty of times, so you can say that. That's absolutely right.
yeah.
And there were a lot of topics that you hit on there too. We were talking earlier. It seems artists and people in general now, quite honestly, are more open to talking about things like anxiety and depression because it's not like such a closet thing that people are ashamed of, and people kind of wear it as part of their experience and who they are. And I think the pandemic has really brought a lot of that to light. But again, even before that, this was a big topic on the album as well. So talk to that a little bit, if you will, both in what went into the writing of the album with that, as well as maybe if there's any material on there that you see in a little bit of a different light now that it applies in such a broader sense.
Well, I mean, it's all very cathartic. If you try to write from, even if you're writing about something that didn't happen to you, you try to take it from that perspective. So, like, I was writing about things on that record about there's a song called White Boy about the Charlottesville. The guy drove through all those people and killed that lady, and it's just a matter of perspective. But yeah, like I think with anxiety and depression, like you can wear it now almost like a badge of honor if you talk about it because it does strengthen you rather than hide and be afraid of it and be embarrassed by it. I think for me, it's really cool to come forward and say, "Hey, look, I'm just like you. I get all this shit all the time, and it sucks. But I think the worst part about having anxiety, depression is no one understands what I'm going through. You don't understand what I'm going through." It's like, well, it'd be great to write a song so people can go, well, he does understand what I'm going through. So I don't know. I love kind of getting into those kind of things because it is something that I deal with, and it is a perspective a lot of people can kind of get. And also, like I said, it's cathartic for me. I get a little bit out of it, and then give it to the fans, and hopefully they can feel that same kind of feeling of a release, I guess, of like, hey man, this guy goes through this shit too.
Yeah. So have you had, through fan experiences and things like that in the past? I mean, do you get people coming up to you about that a lot and sort of talking about, what that stuff means to them and how that's helped out with their experiences?
Yeah, in a lot of different ways. I mean, even with RX,
Yeah.
we have a ton of fans come up to us and in tears and even like stuff that makes us like uncomfortable where we don't know what to do. Like we're never prepared for fans to talk about suicide and talk about how someone they love committed suicide and we were their favorite band or something. Like we just don't know how to respond. We're like, I'm sorry, it's not something you're prepared for. But just to see that people are able to do that and talk about it is really like it's amazing. So yeah, we get that quite a bit now since RX overdoses and stuff, and we love that. That's a great reason why we like doing meet and greets, and want to do meet and greets because we want to talk to our fans about
Yeah.
this stuff, believe
Yeah.
it or
No,
not.
that's really cool. Um, Awesome. So you had mentioned before, again, following the tour here early next year, you guys have some thoughts, some ideas. You guys have some studio time booked as far as looking ahead to the eighth album already. Um, any preview as far as some of the topics that are kind of swirling around where that's going?
It's tough. I mean, there's already RX is already about being bored and have nothing to do but get high. So, I mean, that's kind of the last year and a half for all of us, right? Just so sitting around wondering what's going to happen next. So I'm not sure, honestly, uh, what the next record is going to sound like. I think it's going to be me and Dave, the guitar player, discussed about being going back to more of a guitar-driven sound on this next record. I kind of joked with one of someone at a record label. I said our next album would be Theory meets Theory of a Deadman, and he said, "Oh, so it'll have half balls or something."
Yeah.
It was pretty funny, but yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, I think we're all pretty pent up, so I think there'll be some some pretty fun stuff on there.
Yeah. Now, when you guys are writing, I mean, what's that process look like in terms of what really kind of comes first? You know, do you start with a topic or a thought or a lyric, or does that come later?
No, that usually, it used to always be music, guitar riffs would come first. Our first album, I remember, was just guitar riffs. And we
Mm-hmm.
would have songs where there wouldn't be any lyrics, period. And I'd have to go and like, I'd be like, all right, what's this song about? Now it's, yeah, no, the last bunch of records, it's always been, I've got a lyric, I've got a melody, and then I got a chorus and nothing else. And the rest of the stuff is we figure that out later. And, you know, but the process changes. Like sometimes, like I've got a studio, so sometimes I'll demo up stuff where we use a lot of the stuff that I recorded on the record. We just take it and put it on because it's just, I spent so much time. It sounds really good. And on this record, I think it'd be great to actually just do stuff where everything is just stripped down and it's just me and acoustic guitar, and then the band gets together and we just rehearse, and each one of us kind of puts in their own piece. I think that'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah. A different approach. I mean, you never know where that's going to go. So that's kind of cool. You guys are also scheduled, again, September, scheduled to play Blue Ridge Rock Fest as well. And I didn't check to see if there was other festivals in the lineup this fall for you either. But that's really jumping in with both feet, getting into a large environment like that. So that has to be exciting.
Yes, I think we've done that before, Blue Ridge, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, it's actually a lot easier to go into a festival first because it's almost like seeing all your old friends again.
Yeah.
Everyone's relaxed and hanging out. We all have the same kind of jitters, so it's just like almost going to a reunion or something, rather than jumping into a full hour and a half, hour and 40-minute set of your own.
Sure.
And, wondering what can go wrong. So yeah, I mean, the more festivals, the better. We love doing festivals. We don't do enough, to be honest. We try to do as many as we can.
Yeah. So, maybe a kind of a rhetorical type of question, right? Like, where do you go with this? But I ask who you're really looking forward to catching up with, at a festival like that, where there's going to be just tons of other artists, because no matter what anybody's been doing for the last year and a half, a lot of it's just been like this, right? A lot of it's been virtual, and people haven't really been able to see each other, no matter who you are or where you are. So is there anybody you're looking to either meet or just see that you haven't seen in a really long time coming up at that show?
You know what? I think we play with every single band now on the planet.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think probably just old friends. It's just any bands that we tour with quite a bit. So, or any band we've toured with in the past, because I'm not afraid to go knock on buses and see who's in there. And there's no one in particular. It's one of those things where you just wake up and you're on the bus and you look outside and just wait till you see someone at catering. Who knows?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And you guys have been busy. I mean, you put your debut album is creeping up on 20 years ago now.
Next year,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Year.
So I've got to imagine that this last year and a half has probably been the longest you've been off of a stage.
Yeah, it has, for sure. It's been gross. Yeah, it's weird. I think we were only like in March of 2020, I think we only had like 8 days off or something. We came home from a Canadian tour, landed March 1st. We flew home March 1st. And then I think it was March 11th, everything shut down. I think we canceled our flights and everything, and that was it. So yeah, it's a year and a half, man. It doesn't work. We love being on the road. We're just like these vagabonds. We just like, I don't know. It's like that Metallica song, wherever I may roam. You
That's
just
right.
Get in a tour bus and go. Yeah, it's weird. Being home is gross. I don't like it.
But it's coming to an end soon, right? Beginning of August. Off to Nashville. So I've got to imagine that feeling when you get on the stage for the first time is going to be pretty incredible, though.
Yeah, it will. It'll be. I'll check my heartbeat. It'll probably be up there. Um, yeah, it'll probably go by so fast, and you just won't even remember half the set, and your fingers will be like bleeding or something. It'll be awesome, and then you
Yeah.
just want to go, go, go. But yeah, I'm actually looking forward to, like, for me, it's like cities, right? Like, so we're going to Nashville rehearsal, so I'm already looking forward to, like, okay, Nashville. All right, there's that great chicken place. I know where it is, right by the hotel. There's always a lineup outside. I can't remember what it's called, but it's this chicken place. Got to go there, and then there's Top Golf. Probably got to hit the Top Golf. It's like those are, for me, that's like the exciting part of the day, is like trying to, like, I got a bunch of friends that live in Nashville, so yeah, I got to hit up the so and so. So that's why I really look forward to, like, before the show, is doing fun stuff like that, and then at night you get to do a show. I mean, it's the best job in the world.
Yeah, right on. Now, how long are you
Yeah.
guys going to be rehearsing in Nashville for?
20 minutes. I don't know. I don't know. It's hilarious. Like, we'll fly in and we'll go to the rehearsal space, and they'll be like, "Oh, we're not ready, guys. 3 or 4 more hours." So we'll just, like, kind of go and fart around or something. And then we'll jam for like an hour and be like, "All right, that's it for tonight, guys." And then we'll go have dinner, and we don't really, like, grind it out. We don't jam for like hours and hours. We just, like, go up there and play the set maybe twice, and we're done. It's like, we kind of all figure it out before we get there. I think
Yeah.
there's some bands that don't, and they're like, "What chord do I go to there?" It's like, you've been playing it for 18 years, dude. So we all, I mean, I'm gonna miss some. I'm gonna miss some words on the first show. It's gonna happen. There's nothing I can do about it, but can't stress.
It's an authentic experience, though,
That's
Tyler.
right.
You know, that's reflective of the time and space that we're in right now.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's all right, man. That's all right. Well, that's really cool. That's really cool. I hope people are looking forward to it. It's an awesome tour package. And with the three of you guys on there, again, Theory of a Deadman, Corey Marks, 10 years. And it's a pretty extensive tour. You guys are starting in September and you're running through, I mean, again, you're coming here like late November. So, and we're not the end of the tour. So it's got to be December or so, right?
December 17th, I think, is the last show.
There you go.
We got a show in North Pole on the 25th. Bang that out. Yeah, they're going to keep us out there for a while. We're already putting together a spring Canadian run, and then we got June is overseas doing download and some festivals and some headline shows, and then back into summer again. It's just next year will be here before we know it. It's going to be nuts.
There you go. There you go.
Yep.
That's awesome. Well, hey, I know people are looking forward to it in a big way. I definitely wish all you guys the best. That'll be really cool, kind of getting out there and getting things rolling again.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I'm just really happy for the industry to get back, because there's just so many people that, like, lost businesses and jobs and, rental places. And so, yeah, I think people forget it's not just bands that are sitting at home. It's like there's just so many people involved in the whole business that are just been fired and let go. And I slowly but surely hear about it. And so, yeah, I'm excited for everyone in the music industry start getting back to work.
No doubt, no doubt. It's overdue. It's been a long time coming. All of that kind of stuff. I gotta believe that the crowds are going to be there in mass everywhere you go. Looking forward to it. So I definitely, I hope that yours is one of many extremely successful tours to kick off this fall.
Thanks, man. Yeah, we discussed how long it's going to take before we start bitching about stupid stuff again, like, our sandwich was made wrong or something. So I give it 3 weeks, but we tell ourselves now, it's like, I'm never going to complain ever again about a middle seat or anything on a plane. Yep. Nothing. It's like, we'll see.
It's funny, right? It's funny how that works out. We take things for granted, even though I totally get that. I totally get that. We're starting to see normal here. I don't know, where are you right now?
I'm in LA.
Okay.
Here the whole time, yeah.
Okay, gotcha. So there's no backup to home base in Canada then?
No, I haven't been there since before. I haven't been there since January 28th, I think, 2020 is the last time I was up there. So yeah, it's been a long time.
Gotcha. Well, and how are things looking out in LA right now?
I mean, it's good. It's hot. I'm out there golfing. I got some golf this weekend, and I'm trying to get as much golf as I can before touring starts.
Yep. No, that's
So
cool.
maybe go pro. We'll see.
There you go. Right. Tyler, live shows are starting to happen again. You guys have an awesome tour kicking off in September, but as a fan of music, have you gone to see anybody live?
No, I haven't seen anything live. Nothing.
It's
I'm trying to think the last show I saw live that wasn't us. I don't know. I saw Guns N' Roses here at the Forum in LA. I know the Foo Fighters just played here. I think they played the first. I think it was at Staples Center or the Forum. I think I can't remember, but I wish I went to that. I always hear about stuff too late.
Yeah.
But no, man, it's been a while, and I really want to go. And living in LA, like I know Youngblood was just here.
He's awesome.
I think playing at the Troubadour or something. Like the great thing about LA is you can go watch Motley Crue play at like the Whiskey or something stupid, and you're like, this is insane. It's like 500 people there. You can't get in. Yeah, so I should definitely go try to see some shows before I get on the road.
Oh man, I'm looking forward to it. I've caught a little bit of live music, but it's mostly been a kind of a teaser. Big stuff is yet to come. I'm just itching for a big loud crowd packed elbow to elbow again.
Yeah, me too.
But that's awesome. Well, hey, I really want to thank you for your time today. This has been really fun. I'm looking forward to catching that tour myself. I am definitely planning on being there this fall. So good luck getting back to it, man. And I hope we can catch up soon.
For sure, man. I got to go figure out how to do my hair. I'm gonna have to go order some product online. Haven't been doing my hair a lot lately in the last year and a half.
Yep.
So I'll figure it out.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, cool, man.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I had I had a meeting downtown. I had to actually leave my house. So I'm at my bar in my basement right now, and the other half of this, I've got 3 monitors, and that's one of my offices at home. I had to put on dress shoes and pants today for the first time and actually leave the house for a meeting. It was like,
yeah, how weird is that, right?
It is very weird. It was very weird seeing people that I work with face to face for the first time, and honestly, like almost 18 months now is nuts.
Yeah, it's just weird. It doesn't take long to go. Like I had the same thing. I just wear shorts or jogging pants everywhere, and then I went to this thing in Anaheim. It was this film festival thing, and I showed up, and they're like, "You're wearing pants? Holy crap! I haven't seen you wear pants in like 2 years." I'm like, I know, it's crazy. Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's weird. I don't like doing it.
You know what? It's funny. These are the quirky things that people won't understand several years from now. Like kids that are growing up. I guess they'll remember being like schooled at home and stuff. But just like, it's so funny. Just the little stuff that's just so much different. But you know what? I'm happy for most of that to be over.
Yeah.
Yeah,
me too.
So get you and your crew and your band back out on the road. Let's get this machine. Let's get the gears turning again.
100%, man.
Awesome.
Thanks, Charlie. Charles, hey. Chuck.
Yeah, all of the above, Tyler. I appreciate it, man. You have a great day. Good luck.
You too, dude.
See you in a few months.
Thanks, man.
You got it. Bye-bye.